rays of sunshine. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my wedding day makeup look. This is a recreation of what I did on my actual wedding day. I tell you guys some tips and tricks and share with you guys which products I used on the morning of. And yeah, I put on my veil that I actually wore. And I just feel like a bride again, and this was so much fun. Also, this is my Mrs. Santiago robe. So if you guys would like to see how I did my wedding day makeup, then just keep watching. So of course, I always like to start off with skincare. So the morning of, I didn't do anything crazy or different, only because I didn't want my skin to have any weird reactions or anything like that. So what basically I did was use my normal cleanser that I always use, and this is the Skin Fix Foaming Oil Cleanser. I love this stuff. It is, I believe, vegan, and it has none of the bad stuff and all of the good stuff. So I like this, and I use that. And then after that, I used my gentle exfoliating mask, and this is just a clay facial mask, and I can never say the brand that it's from. It's Lizush, Lizush, and this is super gentle, and again, it's all natural. So I put this on, I left it on my skin for a couple of minutes, and then rinsed it off. And then the last thing I did was obviously apply my moisturizer. And I did this kind of early in the morning before I put my makeup on. That way the oil had some time to sink into my skin. Okay, so once the oil set into my face, I used on the morning of my Smashbox Photo Finish Oil-Free Primer. I love this stuff. This is one of my favorite primers. And basically what I did was just start in any of my areas where I have larger pores. So obviously in my T-zone, and then I kind of just dragged it out to the rest of my face. And then I, of course, put some on my eyelids. So I actually did not use this Wet n Wild foundation the day of my wedding. I used the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, just because again, my skin was so dry for some reason, and I don't really know what happened. So that was not a very drying foundation, so I use that. But for the sake of this video, I just feel like using the Wet n Wild foundation, or Photo Focus foundation, and with my damp beauty sponge, I'm just going to pat that into my skin. Honestly guys, I had the hardest time trying to pick out a foundation that I was gonna wear on my wedding day. And I don't really know why, because I'm a freelance makeup artist, so I have a few good ones in my kit. But just for me, my skin was definitely being temperamental the week of. So when I had went to test out foundations right before the wedding, just to make sure I liked it and it was good, my skin was just really dry. Obviously, Brandon and I got married on October 5th, so I feel the weather had just started to change, which made my skin a little temperamental. So I think that's why I had such an issue, just with dry patches. But that is okay, I made it work. And obviously my next step is concealer, and I used my Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral. This was definitely kind of light on my wedding day, just because I had a fake tanner on, but I made it work. Honestly, I think getting ready in the morning and doing my makeup was my favorite part. I had a few of my bridesmaids sleep over, and then the other two actually just lived next door, so they were over right after they went to go get their hair done. But it was so fun to get ready with the girls in the morning and just talk and listen to music. It felt like we were just getting ready to go out or something, so it was really sweet. And then I use my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and I actually use this with my finger, and I use this as an eyeshadow base. I love this stuff for an eyeshadow base. I actually have this in my kit for freelancing. Okay, now to set all this craziness, I actually just went in with my Shade and Light palette and mixed the lightest and middle color. It's like a banana shade, the middle color. And I tapped that underneath my eyes. Basically anywhere that I had concealer, I just tapped this into it. So from this point, I actually started my eyes. I used the Lorac Los Angeles Pro palette. This had like such beautiful, pretty colors, and I just thought it would be perfect for the wedding day. So, yup, that's what I used. I went in with my all over lid color, and I used Chantilly or Chantilly. I don't really know how to say that word. I feel like I look like a vampire when I'm like this pale. Welcome to fall and winter. So next I went in with the second darkest shade in Brulee, and I used this in my crease. Eyeshadow was probably the longest thing because I just blended for like an hour. And then I went in with Pecan, which is just the third darkest matte in the palette. And I focused this more on the outer corner and then dragged it into my crease, but I didn't go as far in. I'm somebody that wears makeup, and I'm never like full glam, I guess, like Instagram glam. So it's hard to look different, but I didn't want to look different. I wanted to look like I normally do when I get ready for like an event or to go somewhere, go out. So I think this was just like really soft and natural looking. Literally just keep blending. So then this next part was like my favorite part of doing my eyeshadow. I went in with Amaretto, which I don't even know, it's kind of like a rosy terracotta color, I guess. And this, I literally only focused on my outer corner. And I went in with Iced Rose, which is just this shimmery color, and I just used my finger and used this in the center of my lid. Okay, and then at this point I was kind of just like, I didn't want to touch my eyes anymore just until I kind of saw the rest of my face. So I went in and started bronzer. And for bronzer, I didn't contour because, like I said, I wanted it to be super like natural, but I used my Hoola Benefit bronzer. For blush, this was probably like my favorite part of my bridal makeup. I did a lot of research and long and hard.
That's what she said.
But I finally picked one, and I used the MAC Sheer Tone Blush in Blush Baby. Just like the perfect rosy blush to give you that like glowy, well, not really glowy because it's not like a sheen or like shimmery blush, but it was just like perfect and perfect with the eye look, and I could have not been happier. And just a tip for any brides, go a little heavier on your blush because this is usually the first thing to fade in most people's makeup. So I went a little heavier than normal, and by the end of the night, like, it was still there. It was faint. It definitely faded a little bit, but just like for pictures too, that's like the first thing to get washed out. So I usually will pack on a little bit more blush than usual, and you'll kind of look like a clown for a couple of minutes. But like I said, it'll like fade, and then you you will look beautiful. And I believe at this point I went in and just kind of highlighted a few places. This is the Kiko Milano eyeshadow in Smart. They're like working outside, sorry if you hear anything weird. I don't even know if this is like available in the States. I got this eyeshadow in Milan, Italy. I'm sure you can find it online though, I'm not really positive. So I used this shimmery shade right in my inner corner just to brighten that up. I will probably do this off camera just because it's easier for me. But the morning of my wedding, I just used my Anastasia Dip Brow in dark brown. I did use false eyelashes, but I used the individuals. And just for the sake of like life today, because I'm going out with M later on, I don't really want to put eyelashes on. I'd rather just like keep my natural lashes. So I'm gonna skip that part, but yeah, I did just use like the little individual lashes and of course the duo eyelash glue. What I do, I'll probably make a video on it just so I can like do a step-by-step for those, but I will just take my tweezers and pick off one of the eyelash sets and dip it into the glue and then like pop it on my eyelashes. And I only did like the outer corners just to like do a little bit of drama at the ends of them, and it still looked really natural. Also had eyeliner on that day, and I used my Maybelline Eye Studio, I think this is just like their blackest black gel eyeliner. This is actually my favorite brush for gel eyeliner. This is the Esom T5 or T05 brush. And I don't know why, but this is just like the easiest thing to use when it comes to your eyeliner. All I did for this was put it as close as possible to my lash line. I used the day of my wedding Maybelline Falsies mascara, but today I just feel like using a different one, so I am using the Sumptuous Bold Volume Lifting Mascara in black. And just to add a little something to like the underneath of my eye, I went in with the Laura palette again and used the color Java. And just with this small definer brush, I started to smoke that into my waterline. Next was my lips. And actually the morning of, fun fact, I forgot my lip liner. So I ended up using M's, and hers was like a rosy, kind of like your lip color but better. And of course I was the most basic bride, so I used the MAC lipstick Matte Velvet Teddy. This is like such a popular color for brides, and I totally understand why. Then to top it all off, I used my Morphe setting spray or continuous setting spray. Okay, so I added my veil, of course. This is the veil that I actually wore on my wedding day. I wanted to like put it on again and just remember that beautiful morning and that beautiful day. So this is the finished makeup look. Like I said, it was just like super me, super simple. I didn't go like crazy, but I wanted it to look like, you know, I put a little bit of makeup on, but also like super natural. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!